Who wants to keep running? The side will put him down, but it only takes the Aegis the Immortal. VP.
Naku, lakad mo to,
Normally. All of a sudden now you've got a Dark Portrait running around. And I think it's also Grimstroke's one of the better supports to deal with the IO as well, with the AoE control. So I'm a big fan of yet another team's draft, actually. Now the Quap can kind of out-spam him. You're seeing right now, I mean, Melry might go for it, honestly. Ankrad baiting with that Fairy Fire stick shot. Ankrad? 7, do they see him? Yep, they do with that high ground ward. I mean, it should reveal there's a ward near the area now, so that's probably going to be an easy D ward for 37. You need to get the kill over to Ankrad, and they will. Very nicely done. The experience. Quap's actually going to move on over as well. It's going to be pretty cautious at the moment. I mean, Heaven's standing nearby to provide some extra assistance, but looks like the rest in Nemiga, they want to show up to take the brawl. Vanscore even joining the fray just to bring down a measly old Grimstroke. Ankrad. Eyes nearby. Gonna jump the arena along with a coil. Silence of the Bane, though, is gonna prevent any save, and the relocate will be too late. So Dire, all 4 heroes showing up throughout the river to bloat the Quap and the Bane up. And now they're gonna look for the Iron X as well with Dominic and Melreen. They should be able to get the easy stun to cancel out the tether escape. Nice fight for the boys on Dire. Like, Axe is never gonna be the one that can actually cut you out. And I mean, Lifesteal bottom, he's caught out. Dire, the ward on the high ground looks like set up for the Mars to jump in. Stroke. You need more out of this smoke. Which might be all they get. Yeah, Chosen One. Gonna run into the Grim. So, a tough life. And you see instantly they're just beelining to the Ancients to see if the Luna's nearby. It's gonna be the minute mark coming up shortly. Bottom lane, who have they caught? There we go. There's that ward we were speaking about. It's more to the southern side, but it does give you a slither of vision for the lane when it... Chosen One. It's a jump. Really not the most valuable target. I mean, Tree would have provided really nothing to a team fight with Overgrowth being on cooldown. A little bit paranoid about that. Vanscore's gonna tip... Again, well, you don't want these supports. Nice nightmare trick. Gonna give enough time for the rest of Nemiga to at least think about taking the fight. Maybe with Dominic's BKB on cooldown, they could try and find an angle. Dark Lord. See the Chosen One. Up lane, they've ran into Ankrad. He's gonna just easy pick off. Once again, I mean, it's... Again, another ward for Dire, giving them a lot of information. And look at 37's position. Sees Vanscore, Dominic to jump, and now with the Soulbind, it's gonna continue to control the Lifestealer for the moment. They're beating into the Mars, and the Sonic Wave's gonna do decent amount of damage to try and cut away the life, but the Chosen One doesn't get the critical threshold. They'll still kill him off on the backline. Now they turn to the tree as well. Finally, good fight coming through from Nemiga, but they've still got to be cautious about the Dark Lord. Eclipse raining down. Kiritit's able to stand his ground. Multiple buybacks coming into play, though, for the boys on Dire. They want to try and reinitiate this team fight. The Iron Sustain, a bit too much for them to deal with. The Infest Burn at health as well. Elreen is going to pounce on forward, splits up the Bane. Chosen One's jump in, but the man to dodge from Dark Lord gets him on the edge. And over the Axe getting control, but they're still on the Luna though. Kiritich slowly beating down Dark Lord. They need a way to protect the carry. They won't find one. Kiritich has an answer. Now he's going to look to the Grimstroke as well. They're trying to blow up the eye, which is enabling Kiritich through this fight. But I don't think the Parker's got the damage. Dark Lord as well, so that's a huge item to kite the Lifestealer. If Axe jumps in and doesn't get a call, then all of a sudden he can't escape because his movement speed is very bad. Once again, Chosen One. I don't hate them just getting rid of the Grimstroke. Like, that's a really, really key component with the leash onto the IO. Counter initiate, you got to deal with the illusion to the northern side. Dominic finds an angle to the Bane, but that's not the worst thing. With how low Roche is falling, Melring goes for the steal, but Kiritich fast enough with the fingers. Picks up the Aegis, and I think they're happy with the reset. Or do they go back in? Ankrad. Gonna see them to the northern side. Chosen One once again. Lacking a way to get the jump, but they group up for the Sonic Wave. Brings down Dominic. They've leashed the Lifestealer, so still unable to follow up for more. Chosen One. Oh man, this Shadow Blade setup We were speaking about bottom. That's the way you're able to find these carries and the cores farming aggressively.
You get nothing.
And Melrine a little bit too late to offer some assistance. Oh. They're going to try and find an angle. Oh. Okay. You do see this siege is a little slow. Heritage. Alright, maybe baiting them to try and blow up the first life as Chosen One. Jumping in on Dominic. It's going to be an exceptional arena though. Controlling 5. They've got the follow-up as well, but is the damage going to be lacking without the Luna? They take away the life of both supports, and without the IO, Nemiga, they have to respect the lineup of yet another team. Melrine, of course, he did buy back. I mean, you've got the Orchid. Ankrad jumping in. Ankrad. Orchid's out. Call out as well. This match is being dieback. Another bait. Ankrad, he knew his limit. Now he's pouncing on 4 for 37 as well. Even Ira's going to look to buy back and finally put them in the grave. Dominic, not wanting to jump just yet. Ankrad's actually going to pounce on the tree. What a... Look at the Hex timing. Before the Mars finds the combo. Now they've got the double call as well to make sure there's going to be no escape for Dominic. Fiend Skip from afar. Now with the backline, they're trying to lay all their damage down on Ankrad. He's falling lower and lower. The beam's stunning up the Chosen One. With Puck down once again, he's not going to have a buyback to rejoin this fight. And Kuratich is onto the Luna. The Scardy's slow. He'll turn to the Grimstroke. Now back his attention over towards the Luna with the Scardy slow. And also the passive coming through for the Ghoul Frenzy. Luna down. Game 1 down with G's called. Solid showing. Heritage likes his GY.
Radiant victory.
Good year. I don't know what it means. Honestly, really well done. I'm still impressed with yet another team though. Like open qualified team against, I think, arguably one of the better teams through this. To have to consider like what hero you pick because of the potential Aghanim Scepter on Grimstroke. They do Medusa still. So I think now, do you put the Grim as a 4? Orb of Corrosion and then Deso afterwards, like, ugh. But now, you know, second item BKB allows you to fight a little bit early. Kuratich gonna end up going down. Very nicely done. Utilizing this advantage of Vanscore being out of the lane. And they are gonna kill the Bane as well. We've got the God's Rebuke back up and available with multiple poison stacks. There's gonna be no escape. Okay. He's got... What do you have? You have 4 mangoes. Melrine's got coil. Evan's gonna be nearby though, but the Orb on cooldown. Puck's gonna stand his ground and Manfight. He still gets the Inkswell stun onto 2, but it looks like it's not gonna matter as Ankrad playing with the extra amp thanks to the Arcane Root. He can jump on forward for more. And that is one way to bring yourself into the second game as Ankrad finds 2.
Middle tower is under attack.
Well, they're gonna see him with that sentry. Legion's gonna look to TP up. They mill up, Ankrad. Misses the initial zip damage. He's gonna be a bit cautious now, but the spear off the mark. Chosen One gonna look to find an angle into the fight. Should be a quick and easy dual victory onto the Grimstroke, and there's our first of the game. Is that you can really fall behind. I mean, you gotta be cautious. They're gonna go for another duel with a long zip. They've got enough damage to get the kill. And now the Fiend's Grip as well as Vanscore just catches the puck as he was trying to slip into the tree line. They continuing to grow. Long zip in, 37. We'll get the D-Ward at least. Silver Linings, so he's getting a little bit of gold to his name. Silver Linings, oh boy. Back on the Deucer. Yeah, so, I mean, PA, when you... Because you need this item... Ankrad's soloing Vanscore at the moment. They did relocate in with a Storm Spirit. Was trying to see where the angle was going to come from. Now the Chosen One as well. Going for another dual victory. And Ankrad's going to turn this into 37's death as well. Really? He will not. Okay. They're going to cut off the Chosen One. So Storm's going to take a turnaround to try and deal with the Shadow Demon once again. A quick jump in with the Orchid. He's out of his mana. So for a longer drawn-out fight, Ankrad's not going to have that much involvement. But still, Heaven and the Chosen One so survivable. They haven't killed off the Io just yet. Cole's going to latch onto the Legion. Ben's going to try and get in a position to get some save with the Nightmare, but looks like the overwhelming amount of numbers here for the boys on Radiant is going to get them another kill. Rapier meta with Deuces where you're going for like third item. Fiend's Grip bottom. Easy kill. Yeah, there was a Rapier meta with a Deucer where you're going at like third item, especially versus anti-mages. Where I mean, 3 items compared to what, like the 2 on the anti-mage, you would just end the game. Aincrad? They already know the Puck shoots all his mobility, and especially with the silence out, he's not going to have any opportunity to escape. I can't just dive into it more than I'd like to. Aincrad, another pickoff. I mean, the Dire Wards this game have been really on point. You see how they've enabled the Storm Spirit. Your bottom lane as well. Bane setting up for another pickoff as Aincrad zipping across the map. The style points, dodging the spear. And now the arena completely wasted. He gets a Nightmare anyway. Gonna run into the Chosen. Man, what are those timings of the blink? So it's just gonna be the Bane and Legion that's enough to get the kill. They will at least hold it. Oh, what? Okay, game's over. What was that GG call? Man, they are. I mean, that is a rage quit and a half. So only Grimstroke calls GG, then Puck DCs and PA DCs.